Guys, this is my most important review of 2024. And there's only one way to truly describe Dune Part 2, and that is...
perfection.
Hey guys, my name is Joseph Curtis, and if you love movies just as much as me, you have come to the right place. Now do me a huge solid and click that like and subscribe button. Also, if you want to follow me on the following social platforms, that would be great as well. Now, let's start talking Dune Part 2. Paul Atreides unites with the Fremen while on a warpath of revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family. Facing a choice between the love of his life and the fate of the known universe, he endeavors to prevent a terrible future that only he can foresee. If you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I love Dune Part 1. That movie holds a very special place in my heart, especially for being a movie that is starting up a new universe for a lot of people. I've read the book, so it's not that new to me. It is a very complicated series that Denis Villeneuve truly visualized in a perfect way. I don't think there would ever be any other attempt that could be as good as that Part 1. And now with Part 2, he has exceeded that vision tenfold in such a masterful way. Not just visually, action-wise, because you can have a lot of great action sequences, but if there is no narrative purpose, it's just noise. It's just cool background imagery. But when there is a purpose with these characters, when you feel these epic dialogue moments with a character like Paul Atreides, played masterfully by Timothée Chalamet, incredible, you feel the epicness even more so with this film. And I've already been talking about him now, so I have to. Timothée Chalamet is the star of this film. There's a reason why they casted him, because he is a talented young man. And now you also have the love interest. That is not just a 5-minute tease from Part 1. She is a full-on character in Dune Part 2, and that is Zendaya. They are so believable as this strong couple to lead their people to freedom. Through their character dynamics, we get to see them shine as a power couple. Though their relationship is far from perfect, the character of Chani is still dealing with the idea of Paul being this messiah-like figure for her people. It's within these complicated moments within their relationship that showcase love, but sadness as well. I also fully believe Timothée Chalamet is the best actor of his generation. This guy, he can do it all. We get to see him power through some incredible sequences of action, drama, and dense mythology. You also have Austin Butler in this movie, who's pretty much the Joker of the Dune franchise. He does this really weird, evil Elvis voice that just worked for me. It may not work for other people, but it worked so well for me. Another great performance is Javier Bardem. He not only brings the charm, as he always does, and the dramatic heaviness and weight he brings to certain sequences, especially from Part 1 now this, he has a lot of humor. He is really funny in this movie within this aspect of religion, of him seeing Paul as this Messiah, and he does not care what anyone else thinks. They do some really compelling ideas within that kind of character-driven motivation that's not only great and dramatic, it's also really funny. Now, moving on to one of the biggest highlights that worked in Part 1 is the world building. And not only does Part 2 do a great job moving forward with the mythology, it exceeds it. Where in this side, we were introduced to some aspects of Dune and a lot of the Atreides and Harkonnen, we get to see more of the Fremen. We get to see the people that actually belong to this planet, that was theirs, and how they work and where they hide in the shadows. Oh, and before I forget, you also got Florence Pugh in this film, who plays one of the most important characters in the Dune franchise, Princess Irulan, who is the daughter of the Emperor, the evil Emperor Christopher Walken. He's so good in this, even though he's like in it for maybe 5-10 minutes max, maybe 10 minutes. I'll give a little bit of grace, 10 minutes. But Florence Pugh, she is such an integral part for the future of this story. And she had probably my favorite line that almost in a way kind of encompasses what this story is all about. You underestimate the power of faith. The thing that I always found interesting when it comes to the story of Dune within the books and these movies that are being translated so well is the power of faith, what it can do for people. And this movie, it just goes into a direction with those concepts that are so real. And for me, as somebody who believes in a higher being, it really pulled a lot out of me when I was watching this, just witnessing this is how people can be manipulated through fear. And it's that power of fear that can be applied in good use and in bad use. And I think that's what Denis Villeneuve is showcasing in a very deep level of what fear can do for an entire generation of people. Denis Villeneuve handles these big topics that are so respectful to the source material and so daring and new for the audiences that may not know the story of Dune at all. And I think there will be a lot of people who obviously don't know the story of Dune. So Denis Villeneuve, I give you my applause for handling this source material with such care. For people that really love the movie-going experience and just love movies in general, I think you'll understand what I'm about to say. There's a moment that happens within this film in the third act. You have the blend of the beautiful score from Hans Zimmer, the amazing cinematography from Greg Fraser, and the beautiful direction of Denis Villeneuve, who I believe has made his masterpiece film. And I mean, he already made another masterpiece, Dune Part 1, but a true perfect film is this one. There was just a moment that took me aback when I saw all of these different creative aspirations and talents blending so seamlessly. It honestly brought a tear to my eye that I was witnessing something like this in my lifetime. It must have been that feeling that people had in 1977 when they saw Star Wars, and I believe I had that moment with this film. When I say that this movie is an experience to behold, please go see it. I mean it. Guys, this movie is about power, control, and faith, and what it does to people, whether it's good or bad. Is there a purity to control and power gained, or will there always be ill intentions when it comes to the aspect of power? At the end of the day, there's a question that I fully believe summarizes this movie. Is this movie about the rise of a messiah or a tyrant? With that said, I'm going to give Dune Part 2 a 10 out of 10. Please go see this movie like 10 times in theaters. We need more movies like this. And yet again, Warner Brothers has a beautiful franchise in their hands. So please support this film. Thank you so much for watching this review. It really means a lot. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also don't forget to be blessed.